Have you been thinking about getting out there and traveling or doing something that you want to do, but you've been thinking about for a long time? Well, that's been me until tomorrow because I'm actually about to take my first trip overseas as a solo person, and it's a big step for me. I have not traveled by myself since 2019. I lost my husband, Nico, very unexpectedly during COVID, and that really put a stop to a lot of my dreams. So it's been a journey. Hi, my name is Kathy. I'm 65 years old, and as I said, I was unexpectedly widowed during COVID, and naturally that just turned my life upside down and changed the landscape of my life for forever. It's been a long journey, but I have to say I can speak from experience that with time, little by little, I've been taking steps forward and pursuing the things that I want to pursue, which for me is important. It would be for anybody to slowly but surely start to find new dreams. One of my dreams is obviously starting a YouTube channel, and this is my very first video, and I'm sure I'm not going to do the greatest job, but that's not the point. The point is to try doing something. The reason why I'm starting this video or this channel is because I feel that, two reasons. This would be a great motivation for me to continue to put myself out there and explore, to share with people, but also because I think that perhaps if I'm able to create a community here, then other people will be inspired. And certainly during COVID, many thousands and thousands of people lost their partners or loved ones. And I think collectively we all have a bit of a broken heart. So that's a big reason for me to start this channel. And I hope that providing this content, I will, as I said, give you some tips and ideas, give you some things that I have figured out, which, it's a daily process, but little by little, I'm figuring out things. Certainly going to Greece is a huge step for me because my husband, Nico, was from Greece. So I have not gone back to Greece since I lost him, and his family is there. So this is a real big step, and I'd be lying if I said I'm a little bit nervous, but that's okay. Hard things are worth doing anyway. I've taken all sorts of notes about, what I was going to discuss today, and I have to tell you, it might have gone out the window, and I'll explain in a little while. But I think typically I start to sort of go through my mind and think of like ways to back out of something. Even though I know I won't, I play that game with myself. So just this morning, I feel like I got a really positive sign from my husband or from God or whatever, whoever you think of, because I was sort of going through that negative talk. And I put on the radio, and the Chris Stapleton song came on, Starting Over. And I thought that was a really good sign. And it inspired me. It made me feel good. And it just seemed like it was a personal message to me. So I definitely felt like that was a good thing. And it lifted me up and sort of turned my thinking around. So I was going to sit here and tell you about all the things that I figured out in order to prepare for my trip. But then, obviously the first thing is you've got to find the why. And that's the biggest reason for me to be traveling, because the why for me is, yes, I want to get out there and be more of a person who travels the world. It was a way that my husband and I used to be. He traveled quite a bit for work, and I used to go with him, and we saw quite a number of countries. And I don't want that to stop now, although it has. So now is the time for me to change that. Maybe I'm not the best traveler, I tell myself. I say all these things. Still, I know that no matter what, I'm going to push myself. And tomorrow morning, I will take the train to JFK and I will wait there at the airport, and I will get on that plane. And once the plane door closes, I will feel good about myself. Here's a perfect example of how I was trying to tell myself maybe I shouldn't go. So I like to walk. Yesterday I did this real power walk on the beach, and then I came back and I realized, wow, my Achilles tendon is feeling not so great. And then as the evening progressed, I had like a bump. So of course I Googled it, and it seems that I probably just strained my tendon. But in my mind, this morning, I was thinking, well, maybe it's going to get worse, and maybe it's going to prevent me from walking, and all these excuses. And then I just, sometimes you just have to like take the computer chip out and put a new thing in. So that's what I did. It's also a test. Because honestly, at this point, I had written out all these little tips about, how to get prepared for an elevated flying experience and what you should bring and how I bring my own healthy snacks and all these great toiletries and on and on and on. And while I was doing all of that, I got a text saying that I will not be able to stay with my husband's family in Athens, something I was really looking forward to. And it was actually very comforting to me knowing that at least when I arrived there, I would have a place to go. I can't stay with them because my sister-in-law's son has the chicken pox. That's not great. So I don't want to be exposed naturally. So I will not be able to stay with them. So I have a new monkey wrench. I don't have a place to go when I land. I'm actually going to stay 2 nights with my sister, who's also in Athens just visiting, but then she's going off to a retreat, and then I'm going to be on my own. So the things that I didn't want to do was actually be stuck in Athens alone, touring the city alone, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So I'll keep you, stay tuned. I haven't even landed at a hotel yet, but I'm sure I will. I'm just going to trust in the process and trust that God's got some sort of plan for this. And I'm not, when I'm traveling, I tell myself, I'm not going to Timbuktu. I'm going to be 10 hours away. So it's not a huge deal. So anyway, that's my story. I hope to post a lot more from Greece. And all I want to say is, if you've lost somebody, and I know how hard it is, believe me. And it's not a quick fix. It's a very long, slow process. And you don't stop grieving. You just integrate it into your life. And that is the truth. Don't let anybody tell you that it's just the first year or the second. That's just not the way it is. At least it hasn't been my experience. And I hope that we can form a community, because it can be a very lonely experience not having other people who are experiencing what you are. So that's it. Wish me luck. I'll do some posts from Greece, and I hope that you're all well, and take care. Bye.